Who is the mastermind behind the world's most luxurious cars? And how a poor boy created Rolls-Royce? This is the story of a poor boy named Henry Royce. Rolls-Royce manufactures the most luxurious cars in the world. The wealthiest individuals aspire to own a Rolls-Royce. Surprisingly, this luxurious brand was founded by a boy who grew up in poverty and worked as a child laborer. The story begins in 1863. Henry Royce was born in a small village in England. When Royce was only 4 years old, his father's business failed. His entire family became homeless. This was just the beginning of their struggles. At the age of 9, Royce lost his father. Because of this, his mother had to work as a maid. Royce started delivering newspapers. His future looked bleak. But at the age of 14, his life changed. One of his aunts saw potential in him. She approached the Great Northern Railway Company and got Royce a job as an apprentice. For the next 3 years, Royce worked diligently. He read many books and worked in a factory, learning carpentry, mathematics, and most importantly, electronics. At the age of 17, he became a skilled mechanic. At the age of 21, he was working as an engineer at a company called Maxim Western. However, due to financial problems, this company was about to close. Royce could have taken a job at many other companies, but Royce decided to start his own journey. He started an electrical engineering company. Using his 20-pound savings, he opened a small office in Manchester. He started F.H. Royce & Company with his friend Ernest Claremont as a partner in business. Initially, Royce did whatever he could to survive, such as repairing sewing machines and electrical fittings. But he noticed the increasing demand for electrical fittings and lighting, so he began making arc lamps, bulb holders, and electronic doorbells. This turned the company's fortunes around. By 1900, the company's sales had surpassed 20,000 pounds. At 38, Royce had a family and was planning to build a large factory. Everything was going well. Then a twist came in the story. In 1901, German and American companies entered the British electronics market. The competition increased, and the prices of electronics fell. Royce's business started to fail. As the business failed, Royce's health also deteriorated. When Royce consulted a doctor, he received simple advice. Royce needed fresh air to recover. He was advised to buy a car so he could travel without strain. Royce took a vacation to recover and bought a French-made car called Decoville. This car made a lot of noise, had ineffective brakes, and overheated. This car was substandard for a perfectionist like Henry. So he decided to make minor changes, but ended up redesigning the car. This redesigned car was better than the original Decoville. This gave Royce the confidence to build his own car. He even considered starting a car business. He assembled a team and began designing his new car, sending it to a workshop for casting. Eventually, Royce's build 10 horsepower, 2-cylinder car took shape. It was quiet, light, durable, and reliable. On April 1st, 1904, it was tested on the road. In its first test, it covered 50 kilometers without any issues. Royce made 2 more cars of the same model, which were tested and improved. They created world-class cars but could not deliver them to the world. This is where the second hero of the story, Charles Rolls, comes in. Royce was showcasing his cars at an exhibition. Charles Rolls, a passionate motorist, saw these cars. Rolls was already running a successful business with high-quality cars and was looking for a luxury British car maker. So he met Royce and inspected the cars closely. He was impressed by Royce and told his business partner that he had found the world's greatest engineer. Charles Rolls and Henry Royce decided to start a joint venture to sell these cars. The car was to be named Rolls-Royce. In March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially established. They planned to offer 4 models, 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower. Rolls-Royce believed the best way to market a car was by participating in racing tournaments. Therefore, Rolls-Royce took part in prestigious tournaments like Isle of Man and Tourist Trophy. Rolls-Royce won those races with their cars, setting many new speed records. Rolls-Royce was already recognized as a great car company, but their most successful car was yet to come. At the end of 1906, Rolls-Royce launched a model with 40 and 50 horsepower and 6 cylinders. Its body color was silver, and it was extremely smooth and silent like a ghost. Therefore, it was named Silver Ghost. To market the car, Rolls-Royce planned an endurance test of 24,000 kilometers. Silver Ghost was driven for 2.5 months on Sundays, continuously day and night, covering 24,000 kilometers. Silver Ghost passed this test without any issues. Rolls-Royce also organized many demonstrations, including the whisper test. In this test, they balanced a coin on the bonnet of the car and drove it without the coin falling. This proved the car was extremely smooth. With these strategies, Silver Ghost became known as the best car in the world. It became the first choice of the kings, queens, and industry leaders of that time. The decision of the Rolls-Royce partnership proved to be a masterstroke, bringing success from all sides. Then a terrible incident happened. Besides cars, Charles Rolls was also very passionate about aviation. On July 12, 1910, he was flying a plane called the Wright Flyer. During the flight, the tail section of the aircraft broke and the plane crashed from a height of 100 feet. In this incident, 32-year-old Charles Rolls lost his life, becoming the first person in Britain to die in an airplane accident. This incident deeply impacted Rolls-Royce. They were trying to overcome this loss when, in 1911, another shock came. Henry Royce's health started deteriorating rapidly. The doctors diagnosed him with bowel cancer. He underwent a major operation, but the doctors said he would only live for 3 months. Even in this condition, Royce kept improving the design and engineering of the Silver Ghost. Then a miracle happened. After 3 months, Royce achieved a full recovery. After his return, Royce made significant improvements in the Silver Ghost, increasing ground clearance, improving suspension, and strengthening the chassis. During this time, Rolls-Royce noticed a trend of personalized mascots on car bonnets. Concerned that inappropriate mascots could negatively impact Rolls-Royce's image, they designed their own mascot. They used a British actress named Eleanor Thornton as the model. The sculpture shows a woman leaning forward with her hands stretched backward and strong wind blowing on them. This mascot symbolizes grace, freedom, and speed. Its name is Spirit of Ecstasy, meaning overwhelming happiness. Due to all these improvements, Rolls-Royce's sales and profits grew rapidly. By 1913, their profit exceeded £90,000. They planned to expand branches internationally, but then something happened that almost destroyed Rolls-Royce. World War I. World War I began in 1914, and Rolls-Royce was unprepared. The war caused the economy to crash, impacting luxury car companies like Rolls-Royce. Sales plummeted, and the company had to fire employees. Everyone thought Rolls-Royce would not survive the war. But Rolls-Royce had other plans. They met with military authorities and realized that reliable and high-performance cars were needed in the war. So Rolls-Royce modified the Silver Ghost, turning it into an armored car. They installed 8 mm thick armor on the car's body and a revolving turret with a machine gun. This car was used in operations in the harsh desert regions of the Middle East and for spying missions. Because the Silver Ghost was very smooth to drive, it was the best vehicle to carry wounded soldiers. Many Silver Ghosts were modified as war ambulances, with enough space for stretchers, medical equipment, and nurses. Electric lights were fitted for nighttime missions, saving thousands of lives. Finally, in 1918, World War I ended. But Rolls-Royce knew they couldn't rely solely on their car business. So they started making airplane engines, which were also a huge success. Today, Rolls-Royce is known for producing world-class airplane engines as well. In 1933, Henry Royce died at the age of 70. But before his death, he developed a world-class engine called the Merlin engine. This engine was used in fighter planes like the Spitfire, which were used in World War II. Even after his death, Royce's vision and engineering made Rolls-Royce one of the most powerful brands in the world. The Merlin engine became one of the best engines in aviation history. In the 1950s, Rolls-Royce expanded its automobile business and introduced new car models. The company's reputation continued to grow. Today, Rolls-Royce is a symbol of luxury, excellence, and prestige. Despite changes in ownership, the legacy of Henry Royce and Charles Rolls lives on. Thanks for watching this video. Please share your opinions in the comments section below, and remember to click the subscribe button to be the first person to watch new videos on this channel.